Good afternoon. Thank you for everybody coming. I greet you on the conference, which is called Challenges and Chances for the Russian Film Industry. This conference is held by the European Audiovisual Observatory. At the beginning, I would like to say that there are seats for persons who don't want to be on the video or at photos. It is to the right in the rear rows. If you don't want to be shot, please move there. We have hashtag EAORU 2018, and you can post pictures with this hashtag. You're welcome to do this. I invite here Vladimir Grigoriev. He is the official representative of the European Audiovisual Observatory in Russia. He is going to greet us. Thank you, Ksenia. I represent the Russian Federation in the European Audiovisual Observatory, but it doesn't matter. My main position is the Federal Agency for Press and Mass Communication. The broadcasting and internet, copyright issues in media, publishing of newspapers and magazines, books, literature. These are fields of interests of the Federal Agency for Press and Mass Communication. It is not within the, even book publishing is not within the Ministry of Culture. It is our responsibility. However, I am here as a representative of the Russian Federation, and we are going to have the reports, the presentations of the colleagues from European Audiovisual Observatory. They are going to speak about the cinema industry in Europe, and they will speak about the film distributors, film producers, which are offered by the European institutions within programs of partnership, within support programs. I would like to stress the following thing. This is the annual forum. The Russian Federation is a member of the European Audiovisual Observatory, and we insist on presentations about Russia so that we can learn what is happening in Europe, on the European market, but also we would like to know or we want the Europeans understand what is happening in Russia. This presentation will be presented here. It is well structured in cinema, in film producing, film exhibition, film distribution, and legal issues, the state policy issues. I am not responsible for the state policy. The development of state policy is the issue of the Ministry of Culture of the Russian Federation. You may know that Deputy Minister is Pavel Vladimirovich Stepanov. He is responsible for filmmaking. He has expertise in cinema industry, and he was the head of the legal department in my ministry where I work. He supported the law on mass media without amendments. This law was designed in a romantic period of the development of the Russian Federation. This law has very little amendments. Mr. Stepanov managed to protect it, Then he was in the legal department of the administration of the president, and he was in charge of media legal activities. When I speak about media, I mean the TV broadcasting, films, distribution. So media is a quite wide word. And then Pavel Stepanov left the governmental structures and headed Central Partnership. It is a big company, a big player on the market. Now he faces another challenge. He is the deputy of the Ministry of Culture, responsible for cinema and filmmaking. Coming back to the presentation, I suppose that the responses to the presentation will be different. Some people will criticize one part, others another part. Some people will say that these are not real trends, or the accents are not correct, the stresses are not correct, that the trends have completely different impact on cinema process. But this way the presentation is quite successful. And soon you will listen to this presentation. I think that it would be great if you have some questions and we discuss this presentation. It is like an old story how the artists get approval from the commissioner, and the artists usually put a green dog, for example, in a corner of the picture, and then a commissioner asks, what is that dog about? And the artists say, okay, no problems, we can move it away, we can color it with another paint. And there are some hints in the presentation. For example, there is an issue of gender equality, and I think that people choose a team or find a team basing on some other ideas different from gender equality, but still it is like a green dog. It is a hint, but the most important that there is a big volume of information about the market. It is a unique effort. These are unique efforts of the Cinema Fund, because the Cinema Fund shares with us the most relevant information about the market. So I hope that they will have success. It is not about opening new screens in smaller towns of Russia, in some depressive towns. And I believe that it is a great achievement of the Cinema Fund. We also try to make measurements. What is the relation between the cinema and the literature? Some people say that up to 50% of TV series and pictures and films are based this way on literature, on books. We have rich literal tradition, and we develop in different genres. And we have great achievements, even in the children fiction, children books, which used to be 90% licensed products bought from the Western countries. We have really cool authors, cool writers for children. Since 2 or 3 years in the children books, I draw attention of the producers, of the directors, the imagers, the characters. They are really great in children books, and this bridge between the literature and filmmaking should be built. We don't have a big number of playwrights, and we don't have such playwrights like in the South of California. But still, we are a very talented nation. And I address to the Cinema Fund, please draw attention of producers to the literature tradition of Russia. We make now big projects basing on the Russian classical literature, but there is contemporary literature, modern literature, children books. Please draw your attention to these things. And I wish all the success to our discussion. I hope you will get a lot of questions and you will get answers. Thank you.